Hey guys, it's Steve, the Everyday Lad, and today I'm going to look at these two. First one, can you guess what that is? That second one, about that. So these are two sensors that I use for Zwift Run. So anyone familiar with Zwift, it's a game which is used for training purposes, mainly for cycling, but it can be used for running. And that is what these two sensors enable you to do. They enable you to use a treadmill to run and use the Zwift application. So this year Zwift went absolutely huge in cycling. They even had a UCI World Championships a week or two ago. So it was actually sanctioned by the governing body. That's how big it's become. But I want to talk about running because it's not a topic which is massively covered for Zwift. So we'll start with the most popular option, I would say, and that is the pod. So this little pod attaches to your laces. You basically connect it to Zwift, and then it uses your cadence to work out the speed. Now, there's pluses and minuses to this in terms of, because it's using your run technique, your strokes per minute, if you like, your cadence, how fast or slow your legs turn per minute, that alters how fast Zwift thinks you're running. So there are 3 levels of calibration within the Zwift app. There are 3 different speeds, and for each speed you have to calibrate it. Now the issue is, you could set Zwift to, so Zwift will say, for example, run at 10 kph. So you set your treadmill to 10 kph, but it doesn't recognise you're running at 10 kph because your cadence is slower. So you have to then up on Zwift the speed for it to recognise that you're running 10 kph on your treadmill. So you do the calibration, and that's great. But then, if you, while you're running, change your cadence, so will this pod, so will Zwift, because you haven't set it to that. That's not the cadence you use to calibrate it. So it's very difficult for it to be accurate, and for that reason, that is why I did a bit of research and I invested in this guy. Now this is by North Pole Engineering. It's called the Run Smart Treadmill Sensor. And with this, what you do is you take these stickers and you place 1 or 2 on your treadmill, and there are 2 sensors on the back there, which you can't quite make out, I don't think. But what happens is the stickers pass between the 2 sensors, and that is how it works out your speed. So it is not using cadence on your foot, it is using the actual treadmill speed. Now the advantage of this is that you set your treadmill to 8 kph, that's the setting for which you want to be calibrated. You hold the back button on this for 6 seconds. The lights alternate 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and when it's finished, it's calibrated. And I can pretty much assure you that your speed will be exactly the same on Zwift as it will be on the treadmill. Now, there is an element of error when you're running, because obviously you're bouncing along, you're disrupting the sticker basically, but I found it sits within 2 to 3, absolute max 0.2 to 3, that is, of kph of what the treadmill was set to. So effectively it's almost spot on. If I say got 8 kph on the treadmill, 8 kilometers on the treadmill, then this pod will be within 7.8 up to 8 kilometers. So it'll be within 200 meters, which is really, really good. But the thing is, obviously this is more expensive. So of the 2, you've got the Zwift, that retails for about £30, I think, in the UK, and the Run treadmill sensor by North Pole Engineering is roughly about £70. Now, these will suit different types of people. If you don't own your own treadmill and you are using a public one, say in the gym, then Zwift pod all the way, because you cannot really use the smart treadmill sensor in a public gym. It doesn't work because of the way you have to attach it to the treadmill. You have to use a bracket which is double-sided sticky tape on. But if you're looking for accuracy, like I am, and simplicity and calibration, I've had this for a couple of months now and I've only calibrated it once, then I would definitely say go for the Run treadmill sensor, because this really is a great bit of kit, especially for Zwift. The only other option, which I haven't covered, which I've never tried, is if you buy a treadmill with it already built in. Now, as far as I'm aware, the cheapest treadmill with it, pods or accessories, is the Techno Gym My Run, which is around £3,000. Now, that is a heck of a lot of money for a treadmill if you're not some serious athlete or runner. And for me, I don't have that money to spend, and secondly, even if I did, I don't think I'd spend that much on a treadmill. So these are the best alternatives. But if you know of any others, please let me know down in the comments different ways that you've used or ran with Zwift Run. And I'll link these two down in the description if you want to check them out. So with that, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.